projection for Ghanaian music. This is somebody who has been shining on the international stage for Ghanaian musicians and Ghanaians as a whole. And for a long time, even though her songs are not the type of songs that an ordinary Ghanaian would love to listen to, I see most people put some light on her when they see her shine, when they see her do things that are of that great repute for the entire country. So when I saw this particular one, I was very happy because this is somebody who has actually shown the whole world that she's more or less like a beacon of hope for the Ghanaian music industry. So we are proud of her, and I wished that she integrated so well, better into the Ghanaian society, so that we would give her, or a lot of us as Ghanaians will give her the support she needs. Because you remember that interview she had when she granted that, I think it was
an interview
one
in
interview
America.
like that, when she alluded to the fact that Ghanaians were not giving her the
Ghanaians don't like her or
necessary
something like
support and all that. I thought that was as a result of the fact that the ordinary Ghanaian didn't know her songs so well. If you compare her songs to maybe Gurus or any other Ghanaian musician who is really doing songs that the ordinary Ghanaian can relate to, hers is quite different. If you don't have a taste for music, like maybe Andy Dusty or somebody who loves music, it will be quite difficult for you to know her songs. But we know the personality. Most people who don't even know her songs know the personality, and they keep supporting her. I wish she integrated better into our society so she gets much of the support that she needs. But in the meantime, even with what she has now from some of us and some people who love her music, I think she is also giving back to Ghanaian music and the Ghanaian music industry or the scene with the support and all the things she's doing on that scene or that level. I love every bit of the performance she did on Coachella stage, and I hope that she goes higher and higher. When she wins and she shines, it is glory to the entire Ghanaian music industry.
Adam?
Yeah, for me, I love the way the internet has been whitewashed with positive comments from what she did. I mean, the energy, trying to introduce them to, Ghana music, let them know how to sing it, and, projecting the Ghana we want. That is what most of the time we talked about, that when you get the opportunity, try and plug one another, because that is the only way we can lift ourselves out there. We need to, hold each other to be able to get there. And I know that, within some time to come, we will be able to create that bridge, so that she because we've seen her eagerness to perform in Ghana and her unsuccessful attempt with TGMA. And I just hope that one of these days it will happen, so that she can bring some of the things she's noted doing out here in the country, so that she can close that gap and better introduce herself to Ghanaians. I wish her all the best, and I know that, this period she's on a couple of festivals, and I hope he goes with the same energy. It'd be like what started Black Star experience in the Canada.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned the song, is it an
the
album
is Black Star.
But she had an experience to it.
Yes,
Black Star experience. I don't know if it was intentional or maybe
it could
she was
be
just referring to an experience from her album Black Star. But if it is intentional, then it was very intentional.
Yeah. And we can use her to sell it.
So that is why maybe GTA
festivals.
should be smart enough
What
to plug
if the
this cost.
GTA
has done it?
If they
What
were the
if
ones
they
engineering it.
Yeah,
What
it's possible.
If? Yeah,
which is very, very possible.
Yeah, I like that angle too.
Guru, and how's it still in going?
I think
And Ekoyi.
they do her.
I like this guy.
Yeah, I think she did very well. And then she was very patriotic, and we needed a clear representation on such a big platform, and she did just that. To me, I think with some few utterances that she made during her previous interviews, I think it was all about breaking the gap.
Okay.
You see, right now she's become the liaison between the international world and then the Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was representing Africa.
True.
And to me, I was so happy hearing some vibes. Though she wasn't on those songs, but she was playing it, giving us visibility, traction, engagement.
Streams will
Yes,
come following.
revenues. You see, we are increasing a lot, and she wasn't selfish. That's something I love about her. And being patriotic was the main goal. And looking at the Black Star, I think she's trying to adapt a new strategy in reaching out to the world.
Yeah.
And that is the best way to go. You see, the reason why some of a typical Ghanaians out here might not know her songs is because of the marketing strategy.
True.
If you want to be accepted in a space, you just adapt a new strategy. Yeah. Because I don't just release song on the socials. I go deep down to the tamales to play some of these shows to get one-on-one engagement. You see, it's all about the traction. The visibility comes to play. And she's doing that out there.
There's something I've always wanted to ask you. Your music, when you go into a foreign land or you're going to a new space, what are some of the things you look out for? For example, you're going to perform
a new crowd.
Let's say Nigeria or let's say Bogatanga, where you may not be very familiar with the people or they may not even know or your music may not really resonate with them. What are some of the things you look out for?
Of course, you need to study the room and understand what they want to hear. You can adapt. That's why you need strategies. You need a team that would be able to project what is expecting of you as an artist on that particular stage. Example, when I went to Gabon, that was the first time going to Gabon. I didn't know if they have my songs or they know. Wow. So we need to do our visibility checks. And it is very possible when you are able to do those checks, knowing whichever surroundings you find yourself.
Does that mean you were there some days before?
Yeah, it was just a day before. Yes, that's why.
So you went asking questions?
Of course. We did that during our interviews. We try engaging the number one DJ. We went to the lay points, like the street, get to know what they want. Charlie, I hear my song Blue, then bring me here. What's up? And I had a chunk of people at the airport waiting for them. Like, what exactly are you guys coming for? Then I realized there is a whole catalog. Then I have like...
Was it something away from Ghana?
Yes.
Something we were enjoying here. It was different.
Yes. And the funny thing is, most of my songs blowing in Ghana are also blowing out there.
Okay.
So I don't know how I was able to do that. And I think it's because you need to steady grounds. Nigeria, I have hit songs there. But till you go there, you might not know the number of songs you know. And being able to relate with the people so you know the facts. You see, the data, the statistics is what matters. If you're able to know it, you'll be able to transform it on stage. So if you're able to do that, I think she did just that. That's why I realized her performance. I've seen just a snippet of it, and it was so good. Yeah. Though she wasn't playing her own songs with other Ghanaian songs.
I think she started with those songs before her main set.
And she was able to jam the crowd. You see, performance don't care about anything, but Charlie, your energy alone will let somebody fall in love with you. Yeah. We've seen some of my colleagues on the other platforms, even in the UKs, and you could see, though there is a whole hype that they are out there, but they were able to champion that energy. Yeah. You see, the fans will get along. You can have the biggest song. If your energy is not moving right with the song, correlating, you will still find some frictions here and there. And I'm so happy seeing her on.
Now, before we go, Kwame, I need you here, please. Before we go, Azonto, you became really powerful during the Azonto.
Yeah. Of course.
In the Azonto era. Do you plan of revisiting Azonto? Or do you advise we go back to it? Reason I'm asking, let me tell you what I think before you even come in with your answer. If Nigerians are championing or other African countries are championing Afrobeat, if Jamaica, a small country like Jamaica, which I think Accra is even bigger than Jamaica,
Of course, Jamaica is about 3 million.
I mean, it's very small. If they've been able to champion reggae to a global stage, Ghana, we can champion Azonto. way, way, way higher. Do you advise we go back to Azonto? If yes, will you reproduce Azonto?
Yes, to me, we need to find a new way of projecting the sounds we are coming our way. If we are to go by Azonto, we need to adapt new sounds. We need to at least find ways to incorporate the new listeners what they want to hear. And Azonto is coming from a typical Ghanaian rhythms. And all the things we were hearing were straight from our Jama and co. You see, there is no bad thing in projecting the culture. To me, the problem we have here is whilst we are projecting our culture, we have some other artists who feels who are trying to disassociate the culture,
right,
and project it like you are doing Azonto. Now, killer. I'm a piano na there no more bono rendition of Azonto. To me, going back to it is good, but we need to identify new sounds. We need to find ways to project it.
Thank you very much for coming, man. Thank you.
And the comedy awards, I think they've also it's a maiden one. They've come out with their nomination over the weekend, and it's raising some interesting conversation on the street. I've seen Obi and Ponsa make some post about it, among others. So, I mean, let's support it. I mean, to lift the comedy space. They are doing well for themselves with events, among others. So, this is just to, I mean, pat them on the shoulder that, Charlie, keep going.
Yes, and also Dean of Students, Professor Rosina, and also Pro VC, Professor Wandari, and Ike, and all TMA. Thanks for bringing me here, and also all the team Benghazi, Zygo.